Alrighty, good afternoon, folks. This is Eric Lean with 10X Action Sales Mastery. And today, this is going to be one of a four-part series, and we're going to go over the your million dollar schedule for success. So, one of the things that I've learned is as an agent, and let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I've been in real estate. I got back into real estate. I got into real estate in 1995, and from there, I have been doing sales since then in either real estate or in automobile sales. Um, my recent position, I was the director of business development for a real estate company in the Hudson Valley, and I did some training for their agents and help them, with their prospecting, with their CRM. So, and I've also been following a lot of different agents from across the country who are doing production in the three, four, five, $600 million a year plus every single year. So what I found is that one of the things they all have in common is scheduling. Um, I am a firm believer in live by your calendar, die by your calendar. Um, Everything in my day is scheduled. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I have my family time. I have my breakfast, time with my dogs, and then I work into my work day. And everything is scheduled. It's in my calendar. I have notifications that pop up every day for me and tells me what to do, keep me on track. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over today the million dollar schedule for your success. And what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to share my screen. And bear with me, this is still a little bit new for me. And let's see what we can do. All righty. There we go. I think that's it. All righty. All right, we have the 10X Action Sales Mastery, the million dollar schedule for success. Basically, what I've got here is I've got certain times blocked out, and these are the things that I do on a daily basis, and a lot of the top agents across the country do on a daily basis, in some form or another. Some of these times may be different for you, your personal schedules, for your lifestyle. Maybe you have kids or something like that, and you have to get them on the school bus, or maybe you have other people in your family that you need to take care of. But this is basically, you need to have a scheduled time every single day, 5 days a week, to do the chores that we all need to be doing that most of us aren't doing. And you really need to get comfortable with being bored and doing the boring things every single day. So this is what we've got on the schedule here. I get up at 6 o'clock. I have my little wake up routine. I do a few minutes of exercise, and I have dogs, so I take care of my dogs in the morning and my family, and have my breakfast, shower and dress. So by 7:30, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the daily market data. We'll get into that a little bit more here, but I just want to go over this outline here first. By 8 o'clock, 8 to 8:30, I'm sending out videos to clients, videos to prospects, videos to other agents, and happy birthday videos to people on Facebook that are friends and in my contacts on Facebook. Every morning I do go through role play, and I do scripts, do role play every single morning. I got into that habit with the last position that I was at from 9:30 to 10 o'clock every day, 5 days a week. We did half an hour scripts and role play, and I continue that to this day. I do that all the time. If I'm driving and I'm going someplace, I'm going through scripts in my head, because you have to keep on top of this. And what I found is scripts are basically, once you learn them, then it's just talking points. And then, once you start using these talking points in your daily activities and your normal conversations, then your scripts at that point go from talking points to just your normal dialogue. So once you've internalized these things, then they become so much easier, much more natural for you. So that's why I like scripts. I like role play. Keeps everything, in my head, keeps me on track, of the things I need to say. And one of the nice things is right after the scripts and role plays, and that's the start of the power hour calling. From 9 o'clock until 9:50, it's a power hour of calling. Um, at 9:50, it's a break. And then I start back up at 10 o'clock again. 10 o'clock, power hour of calling number two. And then at 10:50, I break till 11 o'clock. One of the things that a lot of people do is, and I want to caution you on this, they take their power hour, they're making their calls, and as things come up, they do those things. That's counterproductive for what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep you on schedule, trying to keep everything a normal routine for you. So these things just seem to be second nature. So what I have here is on the last hour from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. What you do is you do your tasks and your follow-up then. Of course, some of these calls are going to generate tasks that are going to need to be done, whether they're setting up showings, whether it's setting out listings and setting up property searches for people. That's when you do this from 11 o'clock till 12 o'clock. And if it takes you longer, you continue doing longer because you have to do your follow-up and you have to do your tests every single day without fail. Because if you don't follow up with your customers, I guarantee you somebody else will. And you certainly don't want that. And then what I like to do is, keep my afternoons and my evenings for appointments. If I do have, some earlier appointments, those are for the weekends. My Saturdays and Sundays, I do showings much earlier. And then I go to mid to late afternoon, sometimes early in the evening. And that gives me some flexibility here in our area. Most of the people do like weekend showings because we have a lot of out of towners from New York City. They come up to the Catskills, they come up to the Hudson Valley for weekends to, after they're done working, just to escape from the city. So that's why Sundays and Saturdays are paramount to our business here. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the $1 Million script again in a different format, and just want to go over a little bit more with all of you. There we go. And so now we've got the $1 Million script here, and why is this doing this? I have a little bit of a glitch. We want to share the screen. That's what I didn't do. All righty. There we go. All righty. We're going to go over this a little bit more in depth, what you should be doing, who you should be calling, and why you should be calling them. Alrighty. Again, wake up between 4:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever works for you. Like I said, I like to get up at 6 o'clock. Getting up a little bit early, make sure that my blood is pumping, that I'm getting ready for my day. I've got some nourishment in me. I've got a little bit of exercise to get me going and get me ready for the day. So what I do is when at 7:30, when I collect my MLS data, what I'm doing is I'm looking back for the last 2 weeks. I'm looking back for the last 30 days and the last 45 days, as well as 60 days. I'm taking a list of how many new listings there are, how many new sales there have been, the median sale price, and the average days on market. Some of the areas that we are in, a little in the Catskills, average days on market is a little bit longer than the average days on the market in certain areas of the Hudson Valley. A little bit further north in the Hudson Valley you get, it seems to be like and further away from New York City, seems like that's where the average days on market gets just a little bit longer. But the market is very vibrant here in the Hudson Valley and also here in the Catskill Mountains as well. So again, I'm taking a sense of what's going on in the last 14 days. Well, the reason the 14 days is because, that's your most recent. Um, you can see what's gone on to contract recently. Usually by then, inspections are done. So you can see if they've stayed under contract or if they've fallen out for some reason. We all know how that happens. Taking 30 days as well. So you can see it's that short term because things are selling a little bit faster in the Hudson Valley and in the Catskills than they used to. The shorter period of time seems to be a little bit more accurate. I know we always like to go on things that had sold within the last 6 months, year. But for the market that we just came out of recently, that's just not a feasible thing to do. And you want to have the most current and accurate information for your buyers and your sellers as possible. So again, 14 days, 30 days, 45 days, and 60 days. You want to report those new listings, new sales, your median sale price, and the average days on market. And you can communicate this to buyers and to sellers to get them to see how the market is moving. And sometimes that creates a little bit of urgency with them. So, and of course, we all want to create a little bit of urgency with our buyers and our sellers without undue pressure. And to get them to move, to realize those dreams, to make that purchase or to make that sale. And of course, you want to be the agent to deliver this message to them and to deliver these facts, not drama. Of course, that's what the media does. The media gives out a lot of drama because that's how they sell. But we like to give facts. If you're the one who's giving out the facts to the buyers, to the sellers, you're leaving the drama at the doorstep. Then you're going to be considered the expert in the area, the expert in your local market, and chances are the buyers and sellers are going to want to work with you over the other agents. Videos. I know everybody is scared of videos these days, myself included. Videos is paramount. Most people these days are either on some sort of social media, a lot, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, those types of websites. And that's where a lot of people connect. That's where a lot of people get their information from. That's where a lot of people get their news and things like that. So one of the gentlemen that I have a Zoom with on Fridays, I've joined his group, and it's a role-playing group. What he does, and I think it's just a fantastic idea. He does a little bit more than this, but this is how he started. He does 15 videos a day. Now you may be thinking, oh, 15 videos, that's just crazy. But this is what it is. It's 5 videos each to Facebook friends' birthdays. Takes nothing to do that. Got my cell phone here. Hi, this is Eric. We just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I saw that your birthday was on Facebook, and I want to make sure that you have an amazing day. Click send. How long did that take? 10 seconds? You do 5 of those to the five top people on your friends list that day with birthdays. Current prospects, similar thing. Hi, this is Eric Lean from ABC Realty, and just wanted to let you know what's going on in the current market today. We've got more homes that have come on the market, a couple I think that you might really like. So give me a call. Let me know if you have any interest or if you're going to be up this weekend. We'll see you soon. Click send, that type of thing. Also, what you want to do is you want to be the agent for other agents. And what that means is you want to be the agent that other agents know that you're there to help them as well. Because when you help them, you're helping yourself. What'll wind up happening is if you're the agent for other agents, then those agents are going to come to you. They're going to say, hey, maybe Eric's maybe he's got some listings that some of my buyers might be interested in. That type of thing. You can collaborate with each other, talk to these agents and say, hey, let them know, hey, I've got a listing coming up here. Maybe you have some buyers. who knows? You might get that property sold almost immediately. So what you want to do again, you want to do 5 videos each. Facebook friends, their birthdays, current prospects, and agents that you have worked with recently or you like to work with or you're currently working with. And of course, by all means, as this becomes more natural for you, just like it does for everybody else, you can do more videos. Nobody's saying you have to limit yourself to 5, but 5 for each of those groups is a good start. And again, you saw just quickly with my phone, you can make a quick video, and it only takes a minute to do. So if you're doing this 8 to 8:30, chances are, if you wanted to, you can get in 20, 25 videos. They're that quick. So, and they make an impact. Video over a text is more personal. And you get to come across in the video as human rather than just words on a screen. So, alrighty, every day role play. You must role play. You must go over your scripts, and you need to use real world current situations that and objections that you're facing today. Say you've got some people who are saying, oh, you know what? I think I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait for the market to get a little bit better. I'm going to wait for prices to come down, and I'm going to wait for interest rates to come down. And you need to know what to say. Mr. Buyer, I completely understand what you're talking about. Interest rates have gotten up there. Prices have gone up, but also what I've seen here, and a lot of my customers have seen, is there's a little bit of a correction going on. So we're seeing that, everything is not going over asking. There aren't as many multiple offers on properties these days, and there are some homeowners who are actually listing their property and accepting less than asking price. And we're seeing some homes that were priced too high originally come down and have a correction. So I would assume that you'd want to at least take advantage of that. Keep in mind that with the interest rates, historically, interest rates are at a historic, they're still historically low. Some of you don't remember the 80s and the 90s where, interest rates were 70s, 80s, interest rates were 14, 16%, 10%, 12%. People still bought houses. People still need to buy homes. There's always people who are going to be relocating. There's people who need to expand their home size, people who need to decrease their home size. Lots of different reasons why people still will be purchasing real estate in the market that we're having right now. So again, you want to make sure that you are the expert in your area. You want to be able to have the data that we've collected earlier, do the practice of your role play and your scripts and current real world objections that you're facing now, and practice every day. Believe me, I've had some agents. I remember an agent, the company that I worked at, and his first day of role play and scripts. It was funny. I saw him. I'm standing next to him, and I'm going over my scripts. The way we do it in our classes. And he's standing up against the wall, and I can see him. He's maybe reading. He wasn't really saying the scripts or anything. But within a few months, 2 to 3 months, it was pretty funny. I had watched him grow from the wallflower standing there and not doing anything to handling objection after objection after objection. During one of our calls, or one of our role play sessions, what we were doing is each agent had to just stand there, and people were just firing objections at him, and he had to handle it. And he handled every single one like a pro, like he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was talking about. No fear, no hesitation, and it sounded amazing. So believe me, doing your scripts, role play daily works. It, like I said, scripts, become talking points. Once they're internalized, those talking points become dialogue. All righty. Now here we go. After role play, now you're on a roll. You have gotten together. You've gotten your Facebook videos done. You've collected all that market data. You've been preparing. You've been practicing your scripts, practicing your role play with people, doing it on your own if you have to. One of the things I do when I'm driving, I go through scripts in my head. A lot of times I just verbalize them out, out loud. It's practice. Keeps me on top of my game. So, all right, 9 o'clock comes around. Power hour number one, calling. This is exactly what it sounds like, a power hour of calling. What you should be doing is making sure that you're going into your database and calling those prospects that need to be called. If, like I said, if you're not following up with your prospects, I guarantee you somebody else will. Last thing you want to do is call up somebody who you haven't spoken to in a while and, apologize, that you haven't been in touch with them and own that. So, and then finding out that, yeah, they purchased last week and the closing already happened and it's your fault because you did not stay on top of them. You did not continue your calling. You didn't do your proper follow-up. They say these days it takes over 24 touches per client for a transaction to occur. A lot of times they don't even, a lot of times they're not going to respond to your text. They may not respond to your email. They may not respond to your video text. They may not respond to your voicemail. But if you're keeping in front of them, which it is your job, it's your job to make sure that they don't forget who you are and that you're the best one to help them. Because they will forget. Things go on in their lives and, things happen. And they're not in real estate. You are. That's why you have to be on top of that. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be calling your prospects. And with your prospects, you should have them categorized on who is hot, who's ready to make a purchase and or list their property within the next 30 days. You want to make another list of people who you think are going to be at least within the next 90 days. And then those who are further out from 90 days, maybe 90 days to 180 days. Keep those lists going. They're fluid, so people can go from the 30-day list to the 90-day list to the further out list, depending on what their current motivation is and how well you're able to get them to make a transaction. So power hour number 2 starts at 10 a.m. What you want to do is, again, between the 2 power hours, you want to take a 10-minute break. And this is calling. There's no reason why you can't get a good 20, 30 phone calls in an hour. If nobody's answering, you could leave a quick message, but you call, hang up, next, hang up, next, hang up, next. You keep going like that. You don't stop. Once you get into the momentum, you'll find out it's very easy to just go through those calls. What I was doing is, and what I do is, when I call, I'll leave a message. If they're on my call list again for the next day or a day later, I may leave another message unless I've texted. But there are some times where I don't leave a message. They know you called. They saw my phone number. They know it was Eric who was calling. And they realize, yeah, it's a touch. That's all it is. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that we stay in front of them and make sure that they don't forget about us while life is going on around them. So again, power hour calling number 2 is the same. Call those people, dive into your database. You can start going through your database. Most of us have clients that we probably forget who they are, what they were looking for. You may even have people in your database who you haven't spoken to in 3, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, sometimes longer. And you need to get in front of them. You need to give them a call and apologize. Own it. Own it that you have not called them. Own it that you failed, but you're here now for them and you are ready to help them, their friends, or a family member with real estate. Let them know that you want to be their resource for all things real estate. They need a plumber, call you. Maybe you have some referrals. They need somebody to do their lawn. They need somebody for an appraisal. They need somebody, for refinance. Make sure that you're the one that can help them, because when it's time for them, friend or family member, to buy or sell a home, they're going to think of you. But again, it's your job to make sure that they don't forget you. All righty. After your calling hour, this is the time when you do the daily tasks that you have set throughout the day and throughout the week, and your follow-up on those that don't pertain to your power hour of calling. Also, what's going to happen during your power hour of calling, there's going to be work that's going to be generated. You're going to have to do some property searches. Hopefully with some good luck and skills and determination, you'll be setting some appointments, whether it's listing appointments or if it's showing appointments. So you're going to have to do that work there. So you need to complete that work related to the prospecting calls. Do that after the calls. Again, don't do it during your power hour, because you could be setting up that and that search, and maybe it's going to take you 10, 15 minutes. Well, you just blew 10, 15 minutes of calling prospects. Your power hour from 9 to 9:50 and power hour number 2, 10 a.m. to 10:50, or for calling purposes and prospecting. It's not for doing your task. It's not for doing your follow-up, and it's not for completing the work related to those prospecting calls. It is for calling and prospecting. If you don't continue to feed your sales funnel, it's going to dry up. And again, if you're not following up with your customers, I guarantee you somebody else gladly will. So anyway, that's pretty much the $1 million schedule for success. Like I said, top agents throughout the country. One of the gentlemen who I have my Zoom call with and a Zoom role play on Fridays, he's doing over $100 million a year. And this is what he does. This is his schedule. His is slightly different because of the time, and he has got his family and everything, but it's basically this. It's basically, from 8 o'clock in the morning till 12 o'clock in the afternoon of prospecting. And he doesn't skip these. These are all non-negotiables in his calendar, as well as non-negotiables in my calendar, and as well as non-negotiables in top agents across the country. So I hope you take some of this information today and it helps you. Just so you know, what I'm going to do is this is part 1 of a 4-part series. Next Thursday at 3 o'clock, the Thursday after, and the Thursday after that. So on the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th at 3 o'clock, I'm going to be doing other Zoom training that goes along with this. What we're going to do next week is we're going to get into some scripts. So these are just some basic scripts, nothing too elaborate. It's going to be just some basic training and script, going over the different scripts, and you might get a good idea and think, hey, why didn't I ever think of that? And the next 3 weeks, again, those are going to be for scripts. I have 3 different scripts picked out. What I'm going to do is we're going to be doing scripts for new leads that have come in, buyers or sellers. That's what's going to be next week. On the 12th. On the 19th, we are going to do FSBO and expired scripts. I know a lot of people now are going to be getting back into looking and trying to get expireds, because expireds are going to be a thing again, and they're already happening. Those are the ones that I go after because they definitely want to sell, and their previous agent had failed them. So now it's time for you to ride in on the white horse and become the hero. You can play Superman. Dun, dun, dun. So, and then the last week after the FSBO scripts, we're going to go over scripts on, and I'm sure all of you have heard this before from sellers, Well, the other agent said they'll cut their commission to blah, blah, blah. Will you? I've got some scripts for that. I got some scripts to combat that, to show your value, to show your worth, and to win that listing. So feel free to visit my website. It is www.10xactionsales.com. And we'll see you again next week, same time, Thursday, January 12th at 3 p.m. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email is mastery, mastery, at 10xactionsales.com. Thanks, folks. I appreciate your time and look forward to seeing y'all next week.